Hi, Muchismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you found that it was helpful for you. And pass it on so someone else might benefit from it as well. I'd appreciate that. Narcissists always oversell the product. Product being them. They always doing the most only for us to discover there was nothing there to begin with. This is because we either were broken when they met us, we were hopeful romantics, not hopeless, and I'm still hopeful. I'm a still hopeful romantic. Or unhealed wounds, like I say, broken, unhealed wounds. Hopeful, romantic, wanted to believe what we saw was actually what we were looking at. Many different reasons, but we're past that right now. What the narcissists afforded us by coming in our life, abusing us, they were able to both administer extreme, severe, asinine abuse to us, unwarranted, unprovoked, all for us to discover that we were in the presence of pure evil. They did us a favor in that, because had they not came in our life and did that type of number on us, we would still be under the illusion. We would still be walking around like the sun is shining, even though it was clouds in the sky. We weren't stupid. We weren't even naive. We just believed in something in spite of what we saw. We believed the good and never even considered them being anything but what we saw. We saw stories. We heard stories on the news. We've heard about people doing atrocious things to other people. No, that never happened to me. I'm not going to let somebody do that to me. We always hear people say that. And even times now, if we don't catch ourselves, oh, I would never tolerate this. I would never tolerate that. But yeah, and still, here we are. There is no awakening in life such as what we've experienced. Short of having that relationship with God, a true connection to God, nothing else comes close to a narcissist awakening that I've experienced. If you've experienced anything that can top that, leave it in the comments. I want to talk about how the narcissist has all the answers, but they yet have a million questions at the same time. When you meet them, you go out for a date, getting to know each other's stage, you'll find that they ask you a million questions. So much so till it feels like a barrage of bullets. Again, you went along to get along, didn't want to interject, wanted to be respectful, especially if you were a gentleman, you just wanted to be a gentleman. As soon as you were contemplating possibly asking them a question, they could anticipate it, and they would dwarf that idea with another question. And they do this deliberately. And the reason why they're doing this, because they're trying to wear you down so much to the point where when they're done and come up for air and you decide to ask the question, you probably forgot the question you wanted to ask them. So you just put in a filler question that has nothing to do with really trying to get to know them. Because on purpose, they've massaged you. And at the same time, when they're gloating and doting on themselves, they're interjecting a compliment to you here or there. It'll be something like this. She will be like, you know what? Oh, I work here and I work over here. Oh, you got nice eyes. I like your eyes. And continue to go into this rant. And so when you get a chance to ask the question, like I say, you just do a filler question. something to fill in a blank so you don't look stupid or look like you don't have any question, because you want to be taken seriously in this situation. And they can anticipate that you are that one. You're that one that's going to ask some critical questions. You're going to ask some questions because you don't want a bad relationship like the last one you went through. This is before you woke up to narcissism. You're still asleep at this point. We're not talking post-awakening. We're talking about prior to us awakening. All of the shit shows that we went through. So they got a million questions, but they got all the answers. You'll go to this job, and you'll go for the interview process. It feels like an interrogation, like you've committed a capital murder. And they have you as the trigger man. And so what you do is you listen attentively, and they stroke your ego a little bit with a smile. They begin to act cordial, and at the same time, they bounce around to this stern, domineering dictator type interview. So it shifts from different types of hats. This HR lady or man, they're wearing multiple hats. They're doing multiple tricks. And you're sitting there. You're sitting up straight. You're not leaning back. You're doing all those things that you were taught when you were younger. When you go to an interview, you're dressed appropriately. You're listening attentively. You're sitting up. You're not slouching. Giving good eye contact. And so after they're done interviewing you, you notice this is the question they would ask. Do you have any questions for us? And believe it or not, guess what your answer is? No, I don't have any questions. Now, post-awakening, well, maybe not post-awakening, because empaths, chosen ones, we really can't. And when I say can't, I use that word loosely. Can't say what I'm about to say. Imagine if when they ask you, do you have any questions for us? And you look them in the eye and you politely, calmly say, yeah, I was wondering, I thought you'd never ask. Now, you say this job is a great environment to work. Now, do you tolerate backstabbers, gossipers, people throwing you under the bus, maliciously assaulting your character, smearing you? Do you take privy to somebody just bringing you some ill-advised news with no true evidence? And do you, by chance, take the side of the person, the bearer of the bad news, with no evidence? And would you allow this kind of company to throw people under the bus simply because they don't eat, we don't eat, or they don't eat at the table or the break room table with one another, or we decide to go to our car and eat? We don't want to play in any reindeer games. We don't want to go to the after hours bar with the friend group. We don't want to come to the business work party. We don't want to go to the annual food drive. We don't want to participate in that. We want to just go home. Is there a problem with that? You get the point. See, it's no fun when the rabbit got the gun, because you're turning the tables, and now they're looking at you like, you're not a good fit for this place. If you could only speak your mind. We're not designed for some of these jobs, chosen ones, empaths. We're not cut out for this type of stuff. I don't really know what jobs out in the world and society that truly fit empaths, other than the fact of going to work and coming home, and a job respect you for that. Any other job that's requiring you to do cartwheels, jumping jacks, backflips, it's borrowed time. You're on borrowed time. And again, back to this narcissist, they always got a million questions, but they know every damn thing. They know everything. Take, for example, the narcissist may be doing something and you interject and say, well, no, do it. You got to put that in there. Have you ever experienced them saying, knee jerk, I know that, and look at you with scorn, like they are detested by the fact that you were assisting them in this partnership of a relationship? You were only just trying to help. Now, most people would say, I know, cordially or kindly, and smile. Not with a snide smile, but just in appreciation, without saying I appreciate it. Their body language would tell you they appreciate it, but not the narcissist. I know that. And they look at you and stare at you like, what the hell? And what this is also designed to do, because their ego is being attacked or threatened, not attacked, threatened. You've threatened their ego because they know it all, but they have a million questions. They don't know nothing, man. They don't know jack. They don't know what you think they know or what they try to give you the perception that they know. They have ideas that are borrowed from other people. Ideas that they didn't even listen intently enough to see how that whole idea went over. So they just got a portion of it. And that's why you'll find them getting to a point where a roadblock where, again, you're there you're looking at them like, this person's dumbing in 2 boxes of rock. I mean, you don't think that way, but you get the point, and you're resisting assisting them, and to the point where you're sitting down, you're like, just inadvertently, extend that tutelage to say, you do it like, and before you can finish, they like, I know that. And secondly, they do it. Not only just their ego is being threatened, they're gaslighting you with that response. Because in that response, at this point, not post-awakening, when you were unawakened, at this point in that relationship, the relationship is already screwy. You already know something stinks. You just don't know where it's coming from. Most often you're thinking it's you, because they got you feeling like it's you. And so there's a lot of tension in this relationship at this point, most often. And you're probably only 6 months in, if that. And so you respond in a very zesty, tangy little way. Like you ain't got to, why you always have an attitude? And that's not even you to talk like that, because you don't want to offend. Just on purpose, we don't do that. But you feel like your kindness is being attacked. And so you say, what is your problem? So this is designed to gaslight you, to get you in your feeling. And once you get jacked up, guess what? The narcissist has just made you compensate their low vibration, because when you interjected your idea or that suggestion, you threatened their ego. It's like you punched them in the face. So they were already low vibrating, so they went down a peg or two. So they instantly need to come back up in vibration, or not even vibration. They need their vibration is like belly level, like crawling around level, serpent level. They need you to refuel them, because you just knocked a hole in their gas tank. And so when they gaslight you and they get this reaction out of you, it immediately pumps fuel back into them. They're evil entities in that sense, where if you can kind of envision something, inflatable mattress maybe. Fun fact, if you got an inflatable mattress from any store, this is just a side note. Most of you probably already know this, but inflatable mattresses are one of a few things that stores won't take back even if you haven't even used it, if you've opened the box, and I don't even think you can return them whether the box is open or not, because they don't even want to chance it because of hygienic issues. I found this out many years ago. So just a fun note, if you buy an inflatable mattress, don't look to take it back, even if a hole got punctured through the box and you open it and discover this, you're stuck with it. And I just thought I'd let you know that. So anyway, this is an example of a narcissist. When you puncture that hole in that ego by making that suggestion to them, they lose air rapidly. And you're the patch. The patch is you when they incite this riot spirit in you. So you immediately inflate them again. That's a sort of like very weird example, but this is essentially what a narcissist does. They use you for patchwork, cut and paste. So they know it all, but at the same time, they have a million questions. That being said, bless.